This is a second stimulus check update. The White House has left the stimulus negotiations up to Congress. I'll let you know what the top Democrat and top Republican leaders have said about the upcoming stimulus. COVID cases are on the rise. Yesterday was a new record high, and there are 3 states now giving out their own stimulus checks, 2 of them giving out $1,000 stimulus checks. I'll let you know which states those are. I hope you're having a great day so far. So I've been getting a ton of comments regarding the election, and people wanted me to bring more clarity to what's going on with the election. So for example, in my last video, Margie Diggs said Joe Biden is president, and then Beverly Browning said Trump will remain president, fraudulent voters. So let me touch upon what's going on with this, and then I'll get into stimulus. But let me know down in the comments below who is going to be the president in January of 2021. Is it Biden or Trump? Really curious what you think down in the comments below. So far, out of the 1,500 comments, it's been split between Biden and Trump. Yesterday, the national, state, and private election officials came out with a joint statement. They said the November 3rd election was the most secure in American history. Right now, across the country, election officials are reviewing and double-checking the entire election process prior to finalizing the result. So there's been fraud allegations in Pennsylvania, Nevada, and about 5 or 6 other states that the Trump administration has taken legal action on. The Philadelphia's top GOP election official pushes back and said that there was no election or no voter fraud in Philadelphia. Then Tucker Carlson, who works for Fox News, he's a Trump supporter, said that he stands by Trump's unproven claims of voter fraud, but admits that it may not be enough to alter the election result. So more specifically, what he said is that at this stage, the fraud that we can confirm does not seem to be enough to alter the election result. We should be honest and tell you that. Of course, that could change. So Tucker Carlson, among many other people at Fox News, are saying that the election has gone to Joe Biden, which goes against what a lot of Fox News has been supporting over the past 5 years. They've been supporting Trump and vice versa. So also they criticize Trump, saying that Trump has been focusing more on the election battle and not the surging virus. With all this criticism, it's putting the Trump and Fox News relationship in a weird position, and Trump has actually criticized Fox News for doing so. So yesterday, he sent out 16 different tweets criticizing Fox News, saying that they forgot the golden goose, they forgot how good the ratings were. Also, there are many Republicans who are now admitting that Joe Biden is the president-elect. So for example, Oklahoma Republican Senator James Lankford said that President-elect should begin receiving presidential intelligence briefings by the end of the week. Other people supported this statement, such as Republican Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley, John Thune, and then Lindsey Graham are all saying that Joe Biden is the president-elect now. Then there is the Ohio Republican Governor Mike DeWine. He said that we need to consider the former vice president as the president-elect, and said that Joe Biden is going to be the next president of the United States. He said that yesterday. So it seems that there seems to be a shift within the Republican Party, are now saying that Joe Biden is the president, but it's still pretty split. In terms of COVID news, it looks like we're hit a new all-time high yesterday. So a couple days ago, it was 130,000, then 139,000, 142,000, then 163,000. This is an all-time record high. As you can see, it's much higher than any of the other spikes that we had with the other 2 peaks that we had over here. Dr. Fauci is saying that there won't be a pandemic for a lot longer thanks to vaccines. Just to give you a quick update, the vaccines are not officially out yet. They don't have a hard date of when people are going to get these vaccines. So far, it's Pfizer that has a successful vaccine. Moderna just about to have a successful vaccine. Pfizer's vaccine, 90% success rate. We still don't know exactly when, but let me know down in the comments below, if a vaccine was approved today, would you take this vaccine? I'm really curious about your thoughts. Also, these numbers with COVID, I'm wondering, does this concern you? 163,000, does this change the way that you live your life? Really curious about your thoughts about that down in the comments below. Moving on to stimulus news. So the White House has officially left the stimulus negotiations, and it is up to Congress. So what happened here is Steve Mnuchin was negotiating on behalf of the White House with Nancy Pelosi. They got as high as $1.9 trillion in their stimulus package, compared to the Democrats, which wanted a 2.4 or might have been down to $2.2 trillion. So Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, they're still pushing for the biggest amount of $3.4 trillion, which is part of the HEROES Act, because they're saying with the rising numbers that there is a greater need for more money for the American people. Mitch McConnell not taking that lightly, so he rejects the Democratic demand for the bigger package and saying he wants a push for a more highly targeted bill. More specifically, what Mitch McConnell is saying is that highly targeted at what the residual problems are, and saying that's not a place I think we're willing to go, talking about the high stimulus, the high amount for the Democratic stimulus package, which brings us to the same situation we're at before, maybe even a little worse. At least when Nancy Pelosi was negotiating with Steve Mnuchin in the White House, President Trump wanted a bigger stimulus package. But as we've seen, the president doesn't have much control over the stimulus package or it passing at all. It comes down to Mitch McConnell and the Senate Republicans, and so far they're not on board. So this was said by Chuck Grassley. He said, "There's not been any discussion yet between McConnell and Pelosi, but McConnell is not going to rely on Mnuchin and any more to the dealing. I think he is intending to take it over and try to get something going and get it done." So we have about 6 weeks until the end of 2020. We're currently in the lame duck session, which means that not a lot of stuff may get done. But in a crisis like this, during this pandemic, you would think that there would be more of a sense of urgency with our government officials having their jobs secure, that they would try to get a stimulus done. Joe Biden spoke with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer yesterday, saying that we need to pass a stimulus bill during this lame duck session with Congress. So now it is between Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi. Mitch McConnell wanting $500 billion stimulus package, which does not have stimulus checks. Nancy Pelosi wanting around $2.2 trillion to $3.4 trillion. They haven't negotiated yet, but those numbers are still really far apart. Congress has completely failed us with many months of not giving any help to the American people, and as a result, there are states that are giving out their own stimulus checks. So for example, Colorado is giving out $375 stimulus checks, one-time payment. It looks like Missouri is one of the newest ones, is going to give out $1,000 stimulus checks to unemployed Missourians. And then Orange County, I mentioned this the other day, Orange County, Florida, is going to give out $1,000 stimulus checks. They're going to open the portal as of next week, November 16th. So to get these stimulus checks, you have to be a resident of either the county or the state, but it seems more and more states and counties are giving out their own stimulus checks, which I think is good news. And that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day to cheer up your mood a little bit.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you one thing that is so funny about me. I'm back! So, can I tell you something else? When you feel really a little bit down, you should call a friend or a family member, because then you could feel more better. Like I have this here. That's all I want to speak to. Bye!
And if you want to keep the positive vibes going and get in a better mood, I recommend clicking this video over here. It's on my Wise Vibes channel. It teaches you 8 ways of how to overcome doubt, whether doubt from other people or doubting yourself. If you want to get in a better mood, I highly recommend you click this video over here, and it'll make you feel so much better with all of this negative news going on. So click that video, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.